delighted to be sharing these thoughts with you right now. As we approach 2012, from the first time that I remember hearing about the incredible amount of ancient information and contemporary science that is really showing us that this is truly a very special time. It's no accident that indeed everything comes out on December 21st, because clearly, way back when, people who knew that this was happening created the calendar so that it would work this way. In the same way as we do in the recording studio, we can back time when we need to start an edit. And I know when I've been speaking to some people, they say, well, how could it be, how could it just be that December 21st happens to be so special? Well, it's because it's not an accident. And with that as well, the whole concept and the fear merchants that have been putting out the end of the world scenario, as so many people have been putting forth over the last 10 years, it's the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. And that's where I hold the vision of such a positive vision that those of us who are participating in the new paradigm in birthing a new consciousness really use the tools of our consciousness, of our technologies to band together. And I don't use these musical metaphors lightly, and would also say that as we shift into these higher realms and these more specific states of consciousness and particular brainwave frequencies, where we can literally link our brainwaves and link our consciousness. Way back when, Barbara Marx Hubbard, Dr. Gene Houston, and others talked about the very word of inspiration, dealing with breathing, and conspiration, conspiring, literally breathing together and orchestrating our consciousness. Well, what I've been working with, of course, has been specifically in the sound domain, contributing and composing and channeling music that can be used both on an individual basis to help individuals get into that aligned, attuned, and resonating with the higher levels of our own being and the higher levels of other levels of existence. And also, as two or more people listen to soundtracks that are similarly attuned, whether they're chanting, whether they are listening, making some of the sounds with crystal bowls, etc., that conscious creation of sound with intention takes everything to a higher level and makes for a more powerful signal, a more powerful waveform. Literally from science and physics, we could see that when people breathe together and focus their consciousness in the same way, well, the key then is how and when do we focus that? Obviously, on December 21st, we will be focusing in so many different ways, whether it's with the Shift Network and Stephen Dinan and Barbara Marx Hubbard with her group, and the Celestine vision of James and Sally Redfield, or the Global Coherence Project promoted by HeartMath. There are so many different groups. Maybe we'll all be able to focus and get a symphony of consciousness where we really will be manifesting what we are reading and learning and discovering theoretically and practically, that we can speak to our DNA, we can literally communicate with our molecules, with our cells of our body, and with the overcells, and actually the vibratory resonance of our planet. My hope and my affirmation is that many of the people who are card-carrying New Agers and believe in consciousness and higher powers take a more active participatory role in what's going on, and that they do choose to add their energy, to add their vibrations to what all the rest of us are doing. in this aspect, because there are many on the other side of the equation, of the energetic equation, perhaps not as full of light as the groups that I mentioned before, and I would imagine you who are watching this right now, that it's important for all of us to join in. We all need to be part of this universal symphony. We're all part of the band, and it's time to play. I think it's no longer appropriate to be sitting in a cabin, sitting in a cave. We need to come out, and through both the internet, through time-aligned meditations, whether it's tuning in to 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time or your local version of that, or in that wave of consciousness that we've seen in other meditations where every time zone tunes in at a particular aspect. That is such a powerful modality. I know for myself last year on 11/11, which was also the anniversary of when I first came to California, I was undergoing some physical challenges and orchestrated a focusing of healing energy for myself. I wondered before that whether I would notice anything. I can tell you that I felt like I was levitating. I felt like I had been meditating for 8 hours. It was very, very real. And I think as more of us do this sort of activity and join in, it will become more and more of a reality. And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As more people join in, the waveform, the energy builds and makes it easier for others to tap into that. In the same way that when you tune up and align and resonate and activate your first chakra and get that in tune with this perfect pattern of vibration, it sends out vibrational shock waves to align and entrain the second chakra, and so on up through the 7 chakras. That's actually part of the basis of my album Chakra Suite, that in the same way where 2 or more of us are gathered, greater spiritual leaders than I have made that well known over the last many thousands of years, where 2 or more of us are gathered, that waveform is enhanced, and it's not a metaphor. We can feel it, and I look forward to many more of these opportunities. That we need to join our hearts, our minds, our energies, and our love to affirm and manifest and set the intention of creating a positive future. If we don't set a conscious agenda, someone else will, and it doesn't seem to be in harmony and in supporting our own higher well-being and our own higher good. So it's really time to go inward, go outward, to focus on the politics of vision, some of the most ancient uses of consciousness, and bring that into the present day, honoring the love, honoring each other, honoring those on many planes who are witnessing this incredible moment in our own personal and planetary evolution. I have no doubt that all of us who are alive now made the conscious choice to incarnate, to be awake and alert and aware at this time, to participate and support and amplify the healing of our planet and the raising of consciousness and the progress of our own and collective soul evolution. So with that, I send you love, I send you light, and look forward to sharing with you on December 21st.